Last one here.
You on there?
One more D. Go!
Hey, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Chook Pen. Here for this round 15/16 catch-up game, as it is a bit, between North Adelaide and Glenelg. I'm joined here in commentary by the lovely Linton Ascot and Glenelg's resident Yank, Jack Cahill, or Brian?
Brian Cahill.
Brian Cahill. So as we see the boys just warming up and looking to be a pretty good game tonight here at the Chook Pen, as we just see the old boys ripping some goals, which is really good. Speaking of ripping goals, it'll be something that Glenelg will be certainly looking forward to, or looking to get a lot more of after the weekend. Only here from the stats master, only 17 shots against Burnside last night.
That's pretty low shot for Glenelg. Normally Knight has 17 shots by himself,
yes,
and just one player.
That is true, and I reckon we might see 17. We might have to get the old Tony Watt shot count out on that. And Tony, I hope you're live and listening. It should be a great night here. Just starting to cool down, but pretty good weather, pretty good night for lacrosse.
Yeah, it's a little bit chilly, but I expect this time of year. At least it's not raining, Marty.
Well, that is true. Yeah, we probably wouldn't be here if it was raining.
I think it's beautiful night. It's a great night for lacrosse.
It's great when you're just sitting here all rugged up, isn't it?
Absolutely.
The Lacrosse SA jackets LSA TV jackets do us nicely. So Lippy, North Adelaide, what can we expect from them? Probably not a lot on the line from tonight. The big game is Saturday, when they take on in what is effectively a quarter-final against Woodville. Winner takes all and takes that first spot, and likely will take on Glenelg in the first semi.
So if they do an upset tonight, they're automatically in.
No.
No?
No. So based on that, because they've played each other once, even if they do win tonight, if Woodville win on Saturday, they will hold the tiebreaker. So regardless of this game, it does lead to winner takes all Saturday. So we've had that confirmed by Julie, so we're all over that, as we say.
So you could probably put it down to like a normal Tuesday night, just a training session, going through things, ready for the weekend.
Well, you've got the team list there in front of you. Well, actually, here's a bit of a new thing. What we actually have is we've actually got that team list ready for you. So here we got Adam Sanders, Luke Roberts, Nathan Twisk. Those three boys will be massive going deep into this game. Luke Roberts obviously captain of that defence, Nathan Twisk the all-purpose do-it-all midfielder, and Daniel Robertson in the cage. A couple of big names, Wayne Simpson as well. So obviously the Australian box player will be certainly looking for a big game. So, Jack, you played against North Adelaide in the first game here. What did you think about that?
Yeah, for sure.
Brian.
Oh, Brian, sorry.
I thought it was clearly a more one-sided effort, but what you come to realize down here in Australia is that these teams are bred not to give up, not to keep tough fighters. So regardless of the way the ball bounces, it could be anyone's game any day of the week.
Scott Morris, I see, on the score sheet. Scooter? Interesting. Must be just coming in on a man-up situation, I reckon. His experience there in a man-up, putting away the shots.
So apologies there, we just lost some audio for a bit, so all that introduction was for nothing. It was a bloody brilliant introduction. So while we're here, we're just having a look at the North Adelaide team. just to repeat, Luke Roberts-Ord and Nathan Twisker and Ryan Gaspari. Probably, if they're going to go deep into this game, are probably going to be 3 boys that really need to step up and get it done. But we will switch straight over to the Glenelg team. Surprisingly, no changes from last week, which I'm sure Brian's a little bit dirty at, but after an 8-point game in the Divi 1s last week. So, but we won't talk about that too much. So, Lippy or Brian, who's some people that we should, our lovely viewers should be looking out for tonight?
Let's see. The big time names would have to be Nigel Morton, of course. My father, Luke Keesing. Expect a big game from him. Honestly, anyone on the field really, is exciting in their own way to watch. One of my favorite things is, Gareth Bryant coming in, laying someone out, big slide defenseman, or even if it's someone like Steve Mortimer, just coming off the wings, picking up a gritty ground ball down the net.
And Steve Mortimer definitely is one of those boys that loves to push transition. As soon as Cody makes a save, Steve's out there and gone.
He loves a shot
straight away, and he's been racking up some points in the last few games, assists and a couple of goals. It's certainly not unlike Steve to hit the score sheet. So,
yeah, absolutely. And he's such a smart player with the way he controls the ball. He comes down. If he understands the situation, it's not there for him to score. He has no problem moving it to the closest attackman, such as Jack Price here, as we see coming away.
And then you got a couple of youngsters and another young defender in Mitch Lewis that's stepped up this year and has done really, really well. And also Jono in the face-offs, done quite well as well.
Yeah, absolutely. These young guys, this is huge for them right now, this big time playing. They're younger, so they're not as accustomed to the state league as the older players. And, they've both had a great year so far, looking to keep it going tonight.
Yeah, so we're about 5 minutes away from a start here. I suppose we might as well get the lay of the land after sort of the weekend, which ended up being, I suppose, a pretty big weekend in sort of determining the landscape. And all things considered, Burnside and Brighton should take care of business this week, but strange things have happened. But if that's the case, obviously the 1-2 major grand final will be a Brighton Burnside game, who split the series this year. 1 game apiece. I think Brighton just hold the tiebreaker against them on a goal difference. But yeah, a big win by the Burnside boys on the weekend.
Yeah, well, I've seen Burnside for a bit this year, and they're so consistent right through the ground, from defence to the midfield to attack. They've just got that bone all the way down the field that's been really, really good. Where a couple of the other teams like Glenelg, got a good offense and good defence. The same with Brighton, but Burnside just got that consistency right through the whole field at the moment.
Yeah, I certainly feel that Burnside probably has been the more consistent team. Probably ticking along at 85% every week. Whereas Glenelg's either been 100 or 50%. They've probably got games that you look at. They've had a Sturt and Woodville games that they probably should have won quite comfortably, but have kind of missed it and or not necessarily let the other team into the game, but just not quite being on top of it. So.
But sometimes you get into that mindset where you think you're playing that a little bit easier team, but you can't nowadays, because some of those teams that down the bottom can pull out wins every now and then, and you can't take any game easy anymore in this competition.
So Brian, what's been, obviously you've been in and about the league team most of the year. What's been your sort of idea of the landscape this year?
It's of course it's a lot different than the way we play back home in America, but I noticed that with the absence of the shot clock, it's not as fast as a game per se, because back at home you're trying to get the ball off as quick as possible. Here it's more running your set possessions, identifying key matchups in terms of getting to the goal, which is great because you want the ball in your best ball handler stick, and you want to expose the best matchups as much as you can.
Yeah, so maybe you can throughout the night we'll try and get a bit of sort of college versus Australia, and we'll be able to hear a little bit more of sort of what we're looking at and that sort of stuff. So you know, some of the differences, some of the similarities. You know, probably boys going hard at the ball all the time. Is a little bit, you know, Australia's always been known as sort of a physical lacrosse. Is that something that you've seen, a little bit more physical? Probably not quite the skill level, but
I would say it's definitely about the same amount of physicality. You know, what's awesome about coming here is all the players here are just as competitive and passionate about the sport as we are back in the States. So they're not afraid to get the body on. They're not afraid to draw contact, which is really great to see, because you'll see a lot of these other world teams that will kind of defer from contact and not really be about running through checks or taking slides.
Oops. Yeah, so I think it's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what the two teams do tonight. You know, to me, it's sort of like a little bit of a dead rubber.
Yeah.
I think Glenelg will be working on things from last Saturday's game. I can imagine Craig would be, you know, setting a few structures and a few things to go through.
Yeah.
North Adelaide are probably the same. Knowing Scooter, he's probably trying to work on a few things as well, and you know, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Absolutely.
Hopefully it'll be exciting for the viewers back at home, sitting in front of the heater with a red in their hand or whatever they're doing, nice warm coffee, enjoying the live streaming here from Chook Park.
The Chook Pen.
The Chook Pen. Oh, we'll go Chook Park as well. That sounds a bit elitist.
Yeah. Absolutely. But just to let you know, we are on Facebook and YouTube tonight. So if you got a big smart TV, feel free to throw it up on the big screen and listen to our dulcet tones throughout the night. So it should be a bit of good. So we just see North Adelaide kind of going through their paces. Dan Robinson had a pretty good year this year, backing up from his All-Star thing. So maybe throughout the night we'll try and get our sort of All-Star sort of predictions. I know we are going to be looking at a sort of top 25 over the next sort of week before we, and then
leading up to the finals,
leading up to the presentation night in October. Then we'll be announcing sort of Lacrosse SA TV's one, and then obviously we'll have Lacrosse SA's one at the presentation night. So as we're about a couple of minutes away, we will be looking pretty good. So Brian, what else should we be looking for tonight? Obviously a couple injuries to Glenelg boys. Can you fill us in about those?
Oh yeah, really tough injury for our boy Patrick Palmer the other weekend. You know, just hate to see someone go down like that. And, you know, what's on the plus side of that, it's great to see Josh back up the lineup. I'm sure he's happy about that. You know, he's ready to step up. He's been working hard. And missing Pat is going to be big for them in the long run, but I'm sure tonight the boys will be able to take care of business, and wishing him the speediest recovery.
Yeah, it's certainly not a great thing to see Pat, who's arguably become one of the best long pollers, considering he's only been doing it. This is his second year.
Yeah.
I found that hard to believe. He's so fluent with it.
Yeah.
Off the wings, he's been really good.
Yeah, great craft.
Yeah. And it's you know, to me, it's a fairly big loss for Glenelg to fill that midfield, you know, running long pole.
It is, and it's also a big loss from a leadership perspective, because being one of the captains is just having him as a presence on the field. It's good. Even having him on the sidelines is good, but you know, it's never the same.
Yeah. And it's disappointing when he's had such a good year, put in all the hard work, and you know, just before finals an injury comes like that. But I'm sure, you know, like you said, Pat's pretty strong, and he'll get back even stronger next season. So all I've got to say is whoever he stands or any opponent, look out next year. I think he'll come back even bigger and stronger.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So we see the boys rolling out, North Adelaide rolling out, and should be a really good game.
Here we go. Go, boys!
So this is interesting too. I've just looked at the North Adelaide lineup. Their face-off. Blake Alford's not playing tonight, so that could be interesting.
That'll be a big one because Blake's been a really dominant, well, not necessarily dominant, but he's really held the teams up.
Because of his strength and that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's going to be interesting to see he's taking centre draws. It looks like I think Braden Simpson might get thrown in there. It could be very, very interesting, unless he's got a slight injury and they're, thinking it's not too much of a game tonight and keeping him for Saturday. I'm not sure, or working-wise. I know he could work shift as well, I think.
So no, I've seen Blakey here tonight, so it must be a bit of an injury or a thing. So who have we got in the centre here?
Where's Game? Yes.
Come on, Jono!
Haven't seen much of this. He must be the reserves playing normally. Haven't seen much of him, so he must be their reserves face-off guy, I think, that they've given an opportunity for, just in case they need someone else on Saturday. So we've got Jono. So fight. Broke. Lewis broke.
Just a bit excited there. No harm, no foul though. So 6-on-6 Lacrosse.
Brady Simpson with the ball. Glenelg leading the bottom.
Oh. Adam Sanders was in and back in the crease. So just got a bit cut. You just got to switch on a bit here. A couple of early mental errors here from Glenelg.
Had it spent before he had it.
And this may actually be one of the traps for Glenelg. Obviously, not having much to play for tonight. Obviously, a win just keeps that pressure on the top two, just to make sure that they have to win.
The defense. Oh. Nice look by Braden.
There's
Barry took it a little bit easy with the one-handed. Try to take the one-handed take. Normally takes him and finishes with one hand as well. Skills that Ryan Gaspari's got. Mitch Lewis playing good D. Luke McCard just passing it on to Twisky here with the left. Back to Luke McCard. Back to right to Braden Simpson. Back to Twisky. Back to Twisk. They're playing out really high North Adelaide, so this is interesting. To Luke McCard, to Gaspari. Back to McCard. So it's a little bit stagnant at the moment. There's not too much movement here by North Adelaide. To Gaspari. Back to McCard. Back to Twisk. Back to Simpson. Looks for the feed. Straight into Garth.
The ground ball coming up here. Big check. Love that check through. Gareth Bryant certainly does love to throw a check.
Great pick up by
as we go there.
Oh,
Steve Mortimer.
There's Morty doing what he does best.
He does love to create some stuff as we go. As we got Braden Simpson here on the sideline. Oh, is that going to be a flag? No.
That's an Academy Award.
Yep. Attackers never act up, do they, Brian?
Never.
Just depends whether the flag goes or not.
As long as the ref
Mitch, take space away. Take space away, Mitch.
Actually, I heard a great comment during the U19s. Refs aren't always right, but they're never wrong.
It's true. that's something you got to take into account during games. Is, you know, you can't change the call as soon as it happens. It's history, or it's fact, and you can't fight it. So,
And
adjustments to that.
will be over and back situation here if they can't get it. Oh, but they've managed to maintain possession. A smart little play there by, is that Hacker down there? 21?
Yeah, Ellis. Yeah.
Yep.
So
So,
McCard back to Braden Simpson. Plenty of the ball. Back to McCard. They're a little bit stagnant, North Adelaide. They're struggling at the moment. They've got no movement at all in offense. If this was football, they'd be getting plenty of stats and plenty of fields, that's for sure.
now we've got some experienced referees here. Obviously, Bogger was at the Worlds. Michael Gowdy won the Golden Whistle last year. And Polly's been one of the, I'll say, one of the bigger up-and-comers at the
Age of 60.
Well, I said up and comer. I wasn't quite sure where I was going with that. Yeah, young at heart.
He'll love me for saying that, that's for sure.
Young at heart, but yeah, certainly he's taken a step.
Simpson driving. It's Barry cuts.
It's off red, and we might get our first possession here for Glenelg.
Nice legs by Johnny, running the ball down on the quick movement. Bang, Nigel Morton.
Well, that's just textbook.
Yeah.
Just for something different, Nigel Morton.
First touch of the game and in the back of the net. It's great legs by Johnny there too. Took advantage of that.
Good patience there by both North Adelaide's offense and Glenelg's defense. North Adelaide knows they might have the shorter hand in this game, so they're being more cautious about the possessions, making all of them count. And good on Glenelg's defense for not coming out trying to pressure and take the ball away, allowing them to get an opportunity that might not otherwise have happened.
Here's ball push. What? Brody Nickel at the back. To Nod. To Jared Hines, to Brody Nickel. And there's a drive here by Luke. It's Jared Hines. To Todd Bartlett. Lodge just playing with, nice drive from the top. Jack Price. Jack Price looks like he's playing a little bit different position. Playing more on the 45 and up top. He normally sits behind the cage there and dodges and feeds quite well. So
And has been an assist machine this year. Just feeding the crew. Regularly has sort of 1 and 3 and.
he's a great player at X. I just love the way he moves and dodges left and right hand. He's strong on both sides.
Luke winds up here. Great shot saved by Robbo. There's Nigel.
Pick up by Robbo.
The outlet, and the North Adelaide look to get on the attack.
This will test them with the, because Glenelg ride really well. So this will be real interesting for North Adelaide's clearing here out of the D. Because Glenelg ride hard. They're probably one of the best riding teams in the competition.
Todd, push over!
They go through the middle. Bit of a fumble. Yeah, great ride. Nigel Morton picks up the ground ball. Brody Mickle up the top. Back to Nige. Dodgy from behind by Luke. Nice shot by Toddy Bartlett.
Todd Bartlett from Luke Keesing. That was a great setup there. Nice two-man game with Luke and I believe it was Jack Price at the time.
Yep.
And you know, comes off that, soaks a check. Might not felt too great, but made the open look to Toddy, and Toddy buried it.
Yeah, Toddy's got a good outside shot. He's picked that up the last couple of years really, really well. Todd Bartlett with his outside shooting.
Smooth, quick release.
So you got Wes Game and Jono again. Jono takes this one away. Looks up to Nige. Oh, nice quick movement here.
Nice cut there by Ben Robinson.
Yep. Oh, nice look.
Able to pull it out.
Nige. Oh, saved by Robbo that time. Oh, nice knock on.
Nice
That was a
little
smart
goose there.
move. Yes, smart move.
Didn't have the option, so he was looking for it. Holding on to it too long.
Nice defense there by Mitch Lewis. Great defense.
Oh yeah, and great help defense there by G.
Fred, come on. Hang it down, Mitch. You're on here. Hang on, you're on here.
So Stewie Mortimer gets past Braden Simpson. Too easy. Looks up, gives the ball to Dan Evans.
Now we've got a couple of comments coming through. Pete Tremlett's going, why the hell is there a Tuesday night game? So just to explain, because of the men's state league are playing one less round, Glenelg and North Adelaide were the teams that had one less team,
Yep.
one less game. So they had to fit in a catch-up game as a quick little turnover, and Luke will be look to get the ball 3-on-2.
Good support by Ben Robertson as well, and Zach Drury there.
Yep. So and Glenelg obviously take. So yeah, in order to the fact that everybody has 14 games, this is the matchup. Oh, Zach, not the greatest of passes, but make sure, and Luke Roberts' sword just hoovers it up at the back, and they. North Adelaide will look to
settle down, I think, here again.
Yep, now Glenelg's ride has been really strong this year. It's a sort of a semi-zone bump as they look to, and they'll shut down the people that they need to. And this is what they do. They get pressure on the ball and then get people like Nigel as he races in. Here. Little step in and
it's a look
over the top.
Oh,
nice
1, 2. Bang. Tony Bartlett again.
That's the way you draw it up.
It's Jack Price, number 11 from Luke Keesing. Nice little tic-tac-toe there from the attack line.
Have a look at the Living Choice replay here. A bit of pressure on Nigel there.
It was a great ride though.
Oh, I think I've got to adjust the time frame on this one.
Great ride.
There, but you see it here, Nigel just takes it off. He's always a favourite for that ground ball. Comes in, creates the 2-on-1, hits Luke on the backside, and Jack Price, easy as you like, and they break out to a 3-0 lead, nice and early. Do you like seeing that down there, Brian?
Saying what?
Do you enjoy seeing that sort of ball movement?
Oh, yeah, I love seeing that. I thought you said saying, pardon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, a quick ball movement is the key to making a defense move and advancing the ball down the field. You know, the ball moves faster than your feet, so if you're trying to get the ball down the field faster, you might as well give it up.
That's 2 goals that Glenelg have scored from riding so hard against North Adelaide, trying to bring the ball out as well. I think North Adelaide's got to try something a little bit different. They've got to move the ball a lot quicker, or they're just going to get caught on Glenelg's ride, because like you said, they ride so well. You know, when the ball goes over, everyone shifts over, so, you know, help out each other. They work as a team, they work hard for the ball, and you know, that's why they're so good at riding.
Yeah, absolutely. Clearing the ball is a huge problem for a team that really needs the possessions, especially if they're not winning the face-off battle. So let's see how North Adelaide comes back and tries to fix their clearing aspect.
So, White and Johnny. So it's
Shepherd there?
Yep. The legal body.
Left, Mitch. Lefty.
Open! Open!
The card here. Simpson. Deron Gaspari.
Now, Lippy, we notice North Adelaide have got a black armbands today. Do you know anything about that? Or we need to find some
Need to find some info on that. No, I don't. I notice they haven't, but I don't know what it's for. So we'll check that out at the break. See if we can get some info on that. Geez, they're playing really wide, aren't they? North Adelaide. Nice defense by Morty. Back to Braden Simpson.
Seems to be a lot of run and done so far.
It's a pretty stagnant offense at the moment, North Adelaide. But mind you, Glenelg's defense has been pretty good. You know, Lewis is doing well. Then you got Stuart Mortimer, and then you got Steve Mortimer. And then they've just thrown the ball away again because of the good defense. And Glenelg have got some big bodies in there. You got Stu Mortimer as well, and Gareth, and you know, Steve's not small either. He's like running into a brick wall sometimes as well. So, you know, the only smallest defender they got's Cody, and he's in the cage.
An example of that, D, is what I try to tell the U15s that I coach, that the goal is not to take the ball away, but the goal is to stop your man from scoring or getting to someone that can score and let them make the mistake. Like right there, you know, the slide came, threw the ball away, and now it's Glenelg ball going the other way.
Oh, great little dodge there by Dan Evans, clearing the ball. Looks down to the bottom corner there to Ben Robertson.
It's the new dad, Dan Evans.
Yes, yes. Back to Dan Evans.
Little Ben coming into the
To Jared Hines, to Toddy Bartlett. Back to Jack Price. Benny Robinson here. Who's that, Luke?
That's Luke
Luke
Keesing.
Keesing, yeah. These lefties. Oh, nice dodge.
And Kenny, yes, that is Lippy commentating. So we always love to hear your comments on the Facebook. So keep them coming through. Let us know where you're watching from. Jared Hines.
Or Jared Hines.
Switch left. Kicks it back to behind.
Oh, nice look.
Lovely little cut for Brody.
Nice cut there by Brody.
Who's the
Great
feed
from Jack
Jack
Price,
Price.
number 11. Working his man from behind, drawing the slide. Brody's smart enough, cuts off, gets it.
Just backdoored his defender really well. Picked the right time there, Brody. Waited till his defender just turned that little split second. So cut through once, then comes back as his defender's watching the ball, and bang. So, Morty, the vacuum cleaner. Here's a shot.
Oh, just high.
Steve loves those opportunities when he gets a shot. And you know what? Why not? Because he's got the skills, and like you said before, if he knows it's not on, he holds up, and that's the good thing about it. It's just another one that's picked up a long pole. I think it's his third year, Marty, that Steve's been playing long pole as well.
Yes, third year.
So another attacker turned into a defender, and done really well since he's gone back into defense as well.
Oh yeah, just like Pat Palmer, another one that I never would have known unless someone told me.
Yeah.
You know, the first thing I heard is, oh yeah, Steve's pretty good. And then I was like, he is. And then like, he was an even better short pole.
That's a lovely goal by Nudge.
More.
Unfortunately, the living choice replay's not quite there. As Scooter Morris just decides to speedily run off the field. I'm sure you'll appreciate that.
Little comment. Yeah. Well, all I've got to say is he's still running, so it's good. Good on him. So that's 5-0 I've got. Yeah, Jared Hines just, Glenelg just dominating the face-offs. Just getting first possession of the ball all the time, and it's just puts a lot of pressure on the North Adelaide defence. When the opposition's got more of the ball, especially the offense that Glenelg's got as well. When they're on, they're very, very good. Toddy Bartlett drives from the top. Oh, save. Right,
It's a good take there by Todd. No, just got to change the planes a little more. That'll drop. And just like that. Jack Price battling for the ground ball.
Push it, should be a hold, should be Jack Price's ball. Great work, 2-on-1. Comes up with the ball.
Nice quick whistle
start
here by Luke.
Lodge just takes his time, sets it up. Get the structures happening. Six loves his structures and make sure they just run through the plays. Kicks it on to Jared. Nice look behind. Jack Price doing his stuff at X. There you go, right from the top here. Oh. Dan just bullocked his way through, but just didn't finish it off. All the good work. Oh, another great ride by Toddy Bartlett. Great work. Here comes a double. Hold him up, and he's good. Another great ride.
Nice backhand throw. Miscommunication there. Nice one-handed scoop there by Nige.
Oh, that did not be called a foul. We'll set it up again now. Glenelg will take their time.
We are into extra time here. The last minute of the quarter, probably.
So Glenelg will be looking for another shot here, I think, just before quarter time. Come from Brody Nickel up high. Just sort of hanging out, and the keeper had no problems with stopping that one. There's another ride again. Here we go, quarter time.
Not a bad start by Glenelg there. Very, very good. And probably what you expected, Thomas. So North Adelaide certainly had.
They had plenty of the ball in attack, but they're just, stagnant. And to Glenelg's defence as well. They played very well. Smart defence. They didn't come out pushing out hard. They didn't have to. They just pushed them down the lanes, and North Adelaide made the mistakes themselves without Glenelg having to put too much pressure on them at all. And they just got killed in face-offs. Like we said before, we thought they'd have a bit of an issue with Blake not being there. With his strength holding them up, even though he might not have won too many, but he just holds people up there and gives a chance for the wings to get in. So it's 5-0 to Glenelg at quarter time.
And we might jump across to some sponsors and our lovely friends at Living Choice and Traditional Verandas. They do an amazing job here for Lacrosse SC TV and the sport in general. So we'll go to some sponsors' messages and we'll be back soon.
John Wood here for Living Choice Fullerton, a luxury retirement village which is set to become the most exclusive retirement living address in Adelaide. Keith, what's your verdict?
I'm impressed, John. These apartments really do have the wow factor, and you can choose from spacious one-bedroom apartments through to ultra-luxurious penthouses.
Location, luxury, lifestyle and living well. Once again, Living Choice has ticked all the boxes.
Come and have a look at the stunning display apartment
and discover the new standard in retirement living.
All right, we'll just go through some goal scorers brought to you by Living Choice. Nigel Morton with 2, Brody Nickel with 1, Jack Price with 1 and 1, Todd Bartlett with 1, and Luke Keesing with 2 assists. As we start the second quarter, Jared Hines wins the face-off again for Glenelg. Goes down to attack. It's Luke Keesing to Jack Price. To Nige. Brody Bartlett waits for Brody Nickel to sub on. And then Glenelg set up again.
So, Brian, what did you see in that first quarter there, mate?
I saw everything that Glenelg wanted to see from a first quarter perspective. You know, the defense was patient, allowed 0 goals.
Oh, great little inside feed there.
And you know, nice patience on D. You know, 0 goals allowed. You literally can't ask for anything better than that. And offensively, you know, the same goes for the offense. You know, great patience, working the ball around, looking for the right looks.
Back in the crease there, so that was the reason for the turnover. And what about North Adelaide? What can you see them doing to close this gap in the second quarter?
Look, I can see North Adelaide trying to, you know, force outside shots and hoping that their goalie, you know, takes up a lot of the net so he can make saves and have the ball go the other way. And offensively, I think they're trying to be patient with the ball, but also have some sense of urgency so they don't just kill time on their own.
Crease violation. And Luke Roberts will look to get it straight up down the field to Ryan Gaspari.
He's going to have to take 3. Oh, God.
He does a Nige sometimes and just takes some liberties. And a lovely little shot from there from Adam Sanders. As we said, close the gap. You can only score the next goal.
Exactly, you know, great clear there by North Adelaide. You know,
as we have a look at the Living Choice replay here, lovely little shot down to Twiski. Adam Sanders just turns, shoots, and he's got Cody on his knees, just looking at, going, what's going on here?
So that's what we talked about. North Adelaide have to clear quicker than what they did. So this time they got the short pole down there to run through and take the ball, and it worked.
Shorty picked the ball up, clear, move it to the attackman, one more, goal.
So that's 5-1. This is a bit better of a face-off by North Adelaide. Hold the ball up a bit. Can they come up with the ball though?
And that's ultimately what they need to do, is just create the 50-50 ball and make sure that they can bring everybody else in. You never know, you might be able to do exactly that and get a cheeky little possession here and there.
But that's because that's the first time they've held him up at the centre to give the wings the chance to get in there to help out. And that's what they need to be doing, because Glenelg at the moment has just been destroying them in the centre there.
Now, we do love the socials here at LSA TV, so please make sure you're tuning into the Facebook. We've got Brian here for his first time, so he certainly loves a few questions, so feel free to drop him a question, where's he from, and all that sort of stuff, and especially your mates from Vermont. I'm sure they'd love to get stuck into you.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm free for any questions, you know, lacrosse-wise or personal.
Hashtag Ask Brian. Or Roving Brian.
Roving Brian. There we go.
We do have a now. Do you know? Have you heard of Roving Brian yet?
I have not.
So Roving Brian is the Friday night, goes in there after the change rooms and gets interviews with all the players. So we might have to send you out and get a hashtag Roving Brian on there.
Dodge up the top here by Braden Simpson. He's trying to do too much again, and you've got that slide come early.
Ooh, good flag height. Reckon he might have just got him across the top there in a slush. And Josh will take a seat.
Asked for the flag and finally got it.
Reasonable flag height. Kippers would have got a bit better.
Kippers or Shane Abbott. The masters of the flag toss.
Well, Luke doesn't mind it, but his flags are a little bit light at the moment, so he just can't quite get the...
Wait till he get his 5 kilo weight in there, then he'll get it going. But then you're going to be able to throw it that high as well with 5 kilos, isn't it?
Adam Sanders here. Ooh, ripping shot on the 45, just on the man up there.
Had the back up. So let's see what they can do with this set and see if they can get another goal. Oh, Gaspari tries the cheeky from behind. Looks like it could be Turner, and we've lost the picture again. Oh, here we are, back again.
In the bottom corner there.
Oh,
Stewart
out of his stick. Nice check there by McCard. Put a bit of pressure on.
North Adelaide get the ball back.
Oh, Whiskey.
Gareth Bryant straight out of the line, straight out wide to Dan Evans, but that's a bit of a loose turnover.
Oh,
And
big hit.
Gareth, he does love a good body, doesn't he? This will be interesting. He got pushed. That was one push. One of those ones that's a little bit 50-50 here. Oh, Benny Robinson.
Still open.
Oh. Just lost the handle there, Benny Robinson, or the sniper, as Tony would have it.
It's unusual for Benny. Normally eats them up.
He was on the right, so a natural lefty, Benny Robinson.
The sniper's calibre should be able to shoot that left or right.
That is true. That is true. We normally see him bury him, but this could be a little bit back over.
Turnover. Push.
It's a loose ball push.
Morty loves that. Quick break. Here we go.
Don't really have the numbers here, although
Zach Curry cutting through the middle. Luke being patient with the ball.
Smart by Luke.
speaking of smart, there's a smart decision to go and, if you need any home renovations, make sure you go and see the boys at the Traditional Group. They will deal with all your veranda, carports, garden, basically anything you need to improve your home. Make sure you go and check them out at tradvc.com.au, and they'll the Suttons there will make sure you get the absolute best. Oh,
nice check.
You can't play without cannot play without your stick, despite popular belief. Although they just turn it straight back, and Glenelg will go back on offense. But yes, it's great to have Traditionals online, and
Even good lacrosse family that's been around a long, long time, the Suttons.
30 years experience for the company. So, you know, you don't hang around that long if you're not very, very good at what you do.
And traditional.
Yes. So anything that you want, go and see them. They will be certainly happy to give you a quote and make sure that you work with it. They work within your business as well, within your budget, within your constraints, and real old personal service. Jack Price comes in here, lovely little shot, but Robbo's started low, finished low, and they had it, and that's off Nigel there, and it'll be red ball.
North Adelaide ball, luckily, because it could have been another turnover. And it's one thing North Adelaide don't need is turnovers in this game.
Especially not, and it counts as a successful clear for North Adelaide, which is something I'm sure they're happy about.
Little turnover. Oh,
nice little check there by Gareth at the end. Just got
I think they might have called that a pass.
It looks like they called it a goal. The North Adelaide attack is retreating for the ride.
Unless Gareth has got a lot quicker wheels than what I thought.
Well, he did a great little check on him anyway to put him off in the first place, but
Unless it was goalie Cody that had the lead there.
because I don't think it was Gareth because he was behind his player in front of the goals.
Yeah.
So Cody's little legs probably pumped around the back there and got there before everyone else. Those little legs get going after a while. Cody.
Yeah, he doesn't like to get hit though, that's the thing.
Brody, you go, Jack. Jack.
Gonna get hit if he come out the cage.
That is true. He's a surprisingly mobile quarter. His feet goes off to Jared Hines. And flag. What is this? Looks like it. Oh, lovely little
Jared
thing. Good finish.
Good handle, good finish. Feed from Luke.
Another assist to Jared Hines.
So we have a look at the replay here. Luke Keesing and just Jared finishing off very, very nicely.
Changed the plane on his shot though then, if you watch Jared. Started up high, seen the goalie already there, so he brought it halfway down to the hips and just shot from his hips.
Hips low.
Great work, yeah.
I have to say, Jared Hines has really been becoming a core member of this team through the back of the season since he's found his role in the centre.
Oh yeah, stepping up huge with the face-off legs.
Fast man break here.
DJ pinch and pop. Oh, the net shot. Right on cue.
Do it all himself. Beautiful. What do you need? You don't need an assistance when you've just take a centre draw like that and just use your jets and just go for it.
Well, let's have a look at the living choice replay and see what it is. Straight out of the middle down. Lovely little thing. The attention went to Nigel Morton. Low, change the planes. For any
Crossed
of you,
his body as well. It was just great.
for any of you,
Time out, Red. See the rest, have a bit of a rest.
Good lads.
So that's 7-1. That's Jared Hines, the second for the quarter. So it'll be interesting to see what Scooter's got to say. I see they're breaking up into two parts, the offense and the defense.
yeah, Wendell Litchfield taking the defense there.
Yeah, Wendell come over from Burnside this year.
Yep, he'd been around quite a long time, so. Okay, so it appears we do have some audio issues. We'll try and sort those out. We've got a bit of a delay. Not sure what's going on, but we will be there as soon as we can.
Umpires are just standing in the middle there, just having a little chat. See who's going to call the next one, or who's going to do the biggest toss the next one. I can assure you, these umpires love a bit of competition between themselves.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Makes it part of the game as well, so it's good. They do a good job, because if you don't have them, you don't have a game.
Exactly.
Some teams will think that sometimes you're better without them, but yeah, it would be very, very interesting. So we go back to the centre draw. See if Jared could do an instant replay. Seven, 1. Jared broke. Oh, North Adelaide broke. Nice look down to the bottom corner to Nige. And now Glenelg will set up. To Jared and to Nigel Morton. Back to the top to Dan Evans. Todd Bartlett. So here we go, Luke with the sweep up the top on the left. To Dan.
That trickles off.
His foot.
Good shot there by Dan.
Another high to low. As we look at the living choice replay. Nice little bit of two-man play there by Luke and Dan. And a nice finish from Dan off of Robbo's big boot. Just couldn't get it enough on his boot to stop it. So that's 8-1. And Dan Evans' first goal of the game. as we got Jono in the centre this time. And Jono broke, yeah. I think the umpire was a little bit slow on blowing his whistle there then. I think he had him set and he, yeah, just that little bit slow. Jono jumped the gun. So we got McCard with the ball, back up the top to Twisk. Let's see if we can get a little bit of ball movement in the offense for North Adelaide now, with Gaspari with the ball. Behind to Ackers, back to Gaspari. Back to Braden Simpson, who's going to dodge from the top and drive to shoot and score.
Nice little nifty inside drive there, using the defenseman's cross against.
As we watch the living choice replay here, as he
bounce
just
off, arms up.
Yeah. I think he sort of pushed a little bit too easy through Josh, because Josh is normally pretty strong himself, normally holds him up, but he sort of got through that a little bit easy because I think he had to step on Josh that little bit.
Had a little step on him, drove with confidence, lowered his shoulder, and fought through the contact.
Oh, great draw by Jarrett again to Toddy Bartlett at the back. Toddy's going to the cage. Oh, nice look to Nige. Bang. Another great centre draw from Jared Hines, hitting Toddy on the back door there, on the wing there, beautifully. As we see the replay again, Nige didn't even have to use any of his power with that shot, just put it away nicely.
Good vision, caught Roberts, and now the crease.
Yeah. So that Nigel Morton's hat trick for the game. And we're not even a half time yet. So I think Glenelg's probably had as many shots as they had already before half time against. They did against Burnside last week. So here we go, 2-on-1 again. Glenelg just hunting in packs.
Possession called. There's Steve Mortimer coming up. Ball.
Coming up with the ball again. Oh, and a penalty and a flag. So we'll see Glenelg going to the cage this time. Oh.
Hey, good look there, Benny.
So it's a slash.
Good, Steve.
Great ground ball by Morty. But it was that again, hunting in packs, 2-on-1. You know, most of the time you're going to beat someone with 2-on-1, aren't you? And that's the good thing about Glenelg. They hunt in packs when the ball's on the ground. They do that team play to help each other out. And that's why they'll be in around the finals, because they do the work as a team and they work hard for each other. To Nige. Oh, nice look. Nice look from Nige into Luke Keesing on the crease.
That's pretty lacrosse. Quick ball movement right by the ear. Bang, bang.
Here we go. If we watch the living choice replay here, it's just gone bang, bang, bang. Look at that. Defense didn't know where they were. It was like a pinball machine in there. Just going bang, bang, bang. So let's see what Jared does this time. I reckon he might go down the back the way Dan's setting up here. So it'll be interesting to see if he uses this again, or he'll take it himself. No.
Yeah, Glenelg still on the man advantage. And
Even, it's even now.
So great work again by Jared Hines in the face-off.
So please do let us know. We are aware of some sound issues. If we've fixed them, let us know, because straight off our mics, it sounds all good.
Oh, here we go. Jack Price doing his work at X to Dan Evans. Ooh. Oh, great little pass. Dan Evans with the back up. driving from the top. Kicks back to Jack Price. Back to Dan Evans. Back to Luke. To Brody Nichols. There we go, the drive from behind with Brody Nichols. Nigel Morton sets a pick. Hits it up top to Jack Price. Oh, nice cut there by Brody Nichols. Great little drive again by Jack Price. Left hand, right hand, turns back into it. Oh, just that little bit too much. Oh.
Just got an injury. That doesn't look good. Do we have a number on that one?
Is that his arm or hand?
Looks a bit like a shoulder.
Might have popped his shoulder there, I reckon.
We seriously hope he's okay. Never like to see
an injury
serious
leading up to a major game for the Roosters on Saturday as well against the Warriors. So, you know, you don't want to see people getting hurt just before finals either. And he's holding his, is that Luke Roberts?
Luke's helping him. Wrist.
Doesn't look good from this point of view. Gray. I don't know if it's Daniel Gray or David Gray, but he doesn't look good. So hopefully he's okay. With a big game coming up this Saturday.
Yeah, they'll need all they can get.
Yeah, it's do or die. Should be a very interesting game too, that Saturday for Woodville and North Adelaide.
Absolutely, you know, competing for that fourth playoff spot.
Yeah. You know what? It's one of those things, and you know, if you can make the finals, anything can happen in finals. You know, on the day, someone mightn't turn up at the right time, and you might just get them while they're down a little bit, and things can happen.
You know, ball bounces your way.
Yeah.
You know, you just make a few hard rides, get the ball back.
Yeah, a few bounces go your way, like you said, your way, and anything can happen. That's where finals is just so different. It's a different ball game.
You're playing to keep playing.
I'm actually very excited about the final series coming up because I think well, if you look at the top three, the top three teams of the competition, it's so close. Anything can happen, and it should be an exciting final series, I reckon.
And they'll all be free live on LSA TV.
But do yourself a favour, get to the game. It's nothing like live action, especially finals time. Finals fever in lacrosse is great. Oh, nice little feed.
Great two-man game there between Dan and Jared.
Jared Hines has got his hat-trick for the quarter. Living choice replay here. Nice little look by Dan. Right low again. Had the goalie mesmerised.
Nice pick and roll. I'm going to get it back to you.
So that's 11-2.
We just head over for the coaches, 18 seconds.
Good work, Craig. Jono with a fast man break here. If he can pick it up. Nice pick up. Oh, nice look to Jack Price.
Nice fake and another step there to share the goal. Great move off the face-off there, Jono, pushing that transition, getting that quick assist right before the end of the half.
I think Jono was just toying there with him a little bit, just pushing the ball out in front of him. Just making,
fun.
Come on, pick it up, man.
We're all about having fun here.
Got another one in him?
Let's see. Racing the clock.
Pinch pop. Past the nod.
And the cannon.
Pinch pop.
Pass. Cannon.
Cannon.
Oh.
The whistle sound.
Just needed a couple more seconds there. So boys half down and probably what we expected, 11-2 up. Brian, what's been impressing you so far?
You just gotta love Glenelg's ball movement right now. You know, it's very unselfish play. You know, Luke Keesing had 4 assists before he even got his own goal. Basically, you know, really running the offense, and everyone's meshing together really well. And it's great to see them running away with it right now.
Yeah, and, you know, Jared Hyde's came in the centre draw into his own, and you know, did really well at centre draw and got himself a hat trick for the quarter, 3 goals for the quarter as well. So, you know, he's done well. Jono's done well in the face-off. You know, another young kid that's just come up from the junior ranks and has done really, really well.
Yeah, special teams has been big for Glenelg today. You know, face-off wins is huge. I can't even count how many goals came right off the face-off, clearing the ball, ride backs, goalie play, all across the board.
Well, the other thing is it, you know, North Adelaide got on the scoreboard, got 2 goals for the quarter. So, you know, so it was a 7-2 quarter. So, you know, so at least they got onto the scoreboard and looked damaging when they got the ball down there quick. When they move the ball quick, they get a bit of thing happening. But when they're just standing, it's just stagnant.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely agree.
I think they just got to get that fast ball movement going in the attack for North to actually test the defence of Glenelg. So they've actually got to work harder because at the moment they're not working really that hard.
Yeah, absolutely. The key to beating a defense, especially one as strong as Glenelg's, is to keep the movement off ball going, ball moving fast.
All right, well, we might have a bit of a break here at halftime. Living Choice State League men's game. And we'll, speaking of Living Choice, we might even have hear a little bit from them with as we just take a break to our sponsors.
John Wood here for Living Choice Fullerton, a luxury retirement village which is set to become the most exclusive retirement living address in Adelaide. Keith, what's your verdict?
I'm impressed, John. These apartments really do have the wow factor, and you can choose from spacious 1-bedroom apartments through to ultra-luxurious penthouses.
Location, luxury, lifestyle and living well. Once again, Living Choice has ticked all the boxes.
Come and have a look at the stunning display apartment
and discover the new standard in retirement living.
We got it, Brian. Your audio has 10 seconds for running it. Yeah, like reset it at half time. Yeah, I tried to fix it. I rebuilt the whole thing from the ground up.
John Wood here for Living Choice Fullerton, a luxury retirement village which is set to become the most exclusive retirement living address in Adelaide. Keith, what's your verdict?
I'm impressed, John. These apartments really do have the wow factor, and you can choose from spacious 1-bedroom apartments through to ultra-luxurious penthouses.
Location, luxury, lifestyle and living well. Once again, Living Choice has ticked all the boxes.
Come and have a look at the stunning display apartment
and discover the new standard in retirement living.
Something about it being your last game? Well, they just told me about Charlie. I was just hoping to make Charlie go. It was Charlie's that he's gone. He's gone. Right. He's playing No, he goes Friday, so. No, you.
John Wood here for Living Choice Fullerton, a luxury retirement village which is set to become the...
Hey Laura, guess what? We're getting drunk like that night. With Brian and Marty. Team bonding. Yep.
Hey, mate. Oh, yeah. 11-2.
Bit chilly, eh?
It's not as cold as it was this morning. It's freaking nice and everything out here. It gets to like negative 15 degrees Fahrenheit when I went to college.
I just don't believe that you guys the season starts in the snow.
It starts in February. Peak snow season.
That's what I'm saying. You're training in the snow, you're playing in it. And then by the end of it, you're playing in sunshine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like overnight, we can blizzard one day and then it's 70 degrees the next.
Apparently, that lady shoulder popped back in.
Was this shoulder?
Yeah, but it popped back.
Oh, okay.
Went back in.
It's still short. It has to be some
Oh,
sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
damage,
Yeah,
wouldn't
he
it?
wouldn't. He was walking to the trail, it popped back, but yeah, still.
Because you'd have to be interested. It just depends though if it grabbed any of the ligaments.
Yeah, well, that's
Sometimes it does.
Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, it just depends on how it is.
My
Yeah.
buddies pops out like all the time. Granted, he's had damage to it before, but now it's just like a recurring thing. That
It just comes out of the time. That's because the ligaments are
the ligaments would
stretched. Yeah. You just got to get in there, chop them back, and just that's a shitty operation too. It's like a whole shoulder reconstruction. It takes a while to go.
tape.
Yeah, you never know. It depends on how bad it is. It's injection. Cut the endings. Good pain.
We'll come back and we'll just talk about Okay, we're back from our break, and you guys can see on screen here we've got a little bit of an announcement. Was made earlier in the week, but we've got all the locations outside of Norwood for the finals. Obviously, what is it, next Saturday night? We head down to Glenelg for the men's state league semi-finals, which will be at 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Then the women's semis are at Brighton Lacrosse Club. Men's semis, with the exclusion of the Living Choice State League, at East Torrens on the 31st, and then we head back out to the Chook Pen for the State League men's prelim final before we head to Norwood on the 7th and 14th. Obviously the 7th being the men's grand final and all other prelims, and then all the rest of the grand finals on the following week, which is good because it means we get 2 nighttime headline finals, so which is good.
And what more can you want? Finals fever of lacrosse is just about here again. And normally when it comes to finals in lacrosse, we start getting some nice weather. So hopefully it happens again. Because it's nothing worse than having the wet, wintry days when finals are on. Just kills the atmosphere of finals. We just need that spring weather to come out finals time. And hopefully it can happen.
We have had a few belting days at
In
Norwood.
the finals, yeah, except for the grand final. It's a little bit wet there.
You did one when we got some hail, but that was it.
Yeah,
There was
yeah.
nothing else other than that. So yeah, certainly a good to see, and also
And it'll be a cracking final series all the way
And-
through, even with in the women's as well, because there's the top 4 teams in the women's competition. Anyone can win that too.
And speaking of the women's competition, we're back as busy as ever on Friday night.
Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, Friday Night Lights are back, so we'll be Burnside Brighton at 6:30, and then Glenelg at Sturt at 8 o'clock. So it should be an absolute ripping game. But more importantly, let's get back to where we're at
The
at
third
the
quarter
moment.
here. Let's see what North Adelaide can bring. Jared Hines again at the back door. Uses Matty Bartlett at the back.
Beautifully orchestrated face-off. Nice look to
Oh. There's a little bit of hook in that stick.
Morty retreating back.
Oh, yeah. And he goes,
He's open.
yeah, here we go. Oh, up again. Ooh.
He may have a long,
Yeah,
he may have
yeah.
a long pole in his hand, but he certainly doesn't think like that. He loves to get in and on the attack. He's got the stick skills to back it up.
Oh.
So obviously the MVP of the senior nationals this year, which is a big thing.
Oh,
for him.
and had a great tournament as well. Very good tournament.
Yeah, certainly outstanding in that. Jack Price pops one across the back there. No blood, no foul there apparently. As Luke Keesing takes it from the top, brings it across to Nige. A little two-man game on the wing here. Aim to
Jared.
get inside. Oh, Brody wide open.
Ooh. Luke.
Just didn't quite make the keeper move enough, and the quality of Robbo just gobbled it up.
Happy birthday, Robbo.
Well, while we're on that, Libby, who, in your honest opinion, who do you think has been the sort of best keeper if we're looking at All-Star, sort of top 2 favourites for keepers in All-Star?
Yeah, that's going to be a real interesting thing with the keepers, because you've got we've got Cody from Glenelg.
I think Cody's had a bit of an off year. He's certainly coming back to his form.
You've got
But I think the Ozpacks certainly wasn't at what he was in the finals last year. Or dangerous little turnover here.
and you got Brett from Burnside that's been keeping teams to a low score as well. So goalies is going to be a real interesting one, I reckon. I think it'll be tight between 3 goalies, and then you got Chippy at Brighton.
Oh, speaking of which, Cody's just done a great job. He had to run to get out the back there. Straight up to Nigel, straight up to Dan, and they look to push
Pass
some
man break
transition here. Look for the pass across, down.
Bottom corner.
Ooh, just the handle there at the end. Didn't quite hit the stick, but they'll put the ride on and they'll try and work it there.
Gaspari using his legs.
You're not going to get the ball off him.
They don't call him Rhino for nothing. The tank is so strong, upper body strength, and Gaspari is just incredibly strong and such a skillful player.
Now, obviously, they head off on I think it's the 13th of September for the Indoor Worlds.
Worlds, yep. And I think on the 23rd of this month they've got a quiz night fundraiser. If anyone wants to head down there and support the guys, because everyone knows to represent your country in Australia it costs a fair bit of money. So if you can get down and help support these guys, and
Scooter Morris,
there you go.
I'll have to make sure I put get the replay on that one, because he'll be watching that again and again and again.
That's what I told you. That's why he's playing in this game. This back door here. See, bang.
So Tony, if you're watching,
there's time yet.
That's how you do it. That's how you get a ball past Cody.
Yeah.
So, because I certainly.
I thought you were going to say there's time for you yet. Tony.
No, he had a crack this year. And
against Glenelg as well.
Yeah, against Glenelg. And certainly the Shicks put it on defence. He's like, right, I'll buy you boys a carton if you don't. But if you let him thing, everybody has to buy
By
one.
carton, yeah. So that's the first time of the game North Adelaide scored before Glenelg in the quarter. So it's 1-0 in this quarter.
Yeah, little victories like that.
Yeah, that's right. Especially coming up to the game this week. You know,
that'll be a lethal push. And the ball go back to North Adelaide as they'll get back onto this ride.
Gaspari again, short pole's going to take it. So they're starting to clear out through the shorties. And they'll just steamroll it,
Now, just to clarify, we did have a bit of clarification. It was a dislocated shoulder from young Gray there, so hopefully we did hear it pop back in.
Yep.
So hopefully that's not too much damage there.
We might be able to just scrap it and get ready for Saturday's game. Hopefully for the young player himself, that he gets that opportunity to have a crack again on Saturday. Nice feet, Gaspari. Looks like North Adelaide lifted the tempo a little bit in offense. They're starting to actually move their feet, and then they go and throw away a bad pass. Like that.
Comes up with 13.
Unlucky for some, but not Stephen Moore.
Jono Marinkovic and Nigel Morton. Bang. Could have written that one in. He's done that many times.
Rare miss from Nigel.
Just noticed, boys. Have you seen the Christmas lights on the ute down the back there? We'll see whether we can get the sniper comes in, Nigel Morton, and great little save by Robbo. But yeah, lovely little Christmas lights on the ute down the back there, which might be driving past in a second.
Christmas in August.
It's normally Christmas in July.
Here we go. You might see it come through the camera in a second.
Goodness.
I love Christmas every month if we can.
Anyway, back
to there we go.
There we go.
And a goal.
As the lights went by. So that was Brody Nickel, I reckon.
Let's check it out on the replay.
Yeah, Jack Price to Brody Nickel. So that's Brody Nichols' second for the game. And another assist to Jack Price. He keeps racking up assists in most games he plays. He gets 3 or 4 assists a game.
Assists as good as a goal.
That's it. Jared again. Support there from
might have been a hit on the ground, but nevertheless, Glenelg come away with the ball. Now, Brian, we did say earlier on that we'd have a chat about the college, a bit of the college game. We have had a question come through. You know, what's the college game like compared to the Australian game? And you know, what have you seen and your mates have seen as the biggest differences?
I'd say the biggest difference for us was the style of play. I'd say it's a lot faster in America, not because of our ability, but more so the rules. The rules are different with the shot clock and the more likelihood for a stall warning to be called when the shot clock wasn't around. The other difference is the numbers. You know, we don't have as many people on our roster here, so instead of having these 40, 50-man rosters like we do in the States, you know, you got to be well conditioned and be ready to go the whole game if you have to.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
Well, it depends which way you look at it. If you don't
whether you're a senior or not.
Depends if you like running a lot, then it's for you. And if you're not in the best shape, if you want to be a good player, you might want to get in the better shape so you can hang with these faster, older guys.
So who's some of the boys that have been, whether it be from Glenelg or from elsewhere, who have really impressed you?
The first that comes to mind is, of course, Nigel Morgan, number 3. And, I've been impressed with all the players that we've played with since we've been here, to be honest, you know. And it's great to hear some of their backstories. You know, a ton of like Aussie national team players. You know, you have some of the best players in the world that you're playing against. And it's great to have different exposures to different players. It really grows the game. And, I think it's just overall great.
Now, obviously, you got a fair few other boys. There's a really good slide. Just good hit. Good hit.
Gareth
does love to throw a body. But obviously, good to catch up with. Obviously, you've got a couple of your home boys from Vermont over here. But obviously, it's good to catch up with some of the other Yanks around the place.
Oh yeah, it's really nice. We all actually work together at the Adelaide Expo Hire, so it's nice to be able to share our experience together in a different way.
Nice sort of free shout out for them.
Oh yeah, they'll appreciate that. Maybe I'll get a raise.
Probably not. Probably not.
I know the director.
So, but where have we got boys from? Obviously, the North Adelaide boys unfortunately had to head back home. Which is a big shame because they were just ripping it up.
Yeah. And would have made a huge difference tonight, you know, and without the other games, that would have been a huge difference maker for North Adelaide. And maybe
they would have been settled in the finals for sure if they were around still. Because you know, like you look at those 3 imports they had, you know, they were right on the map to take it up to anyone, really, with those 3 guys when they were on. They were just
first game they got 15 out of 17 points or something like that.
And that was after half time when they rocked up. They rocked up that day to play.
Imagine if they're actually fresh.
Yeah. Well, it took them a half to warm up. But, yeah.
Was that good save by
Nice
Robbo
save.
there?
Robbo again.
He
It's
wasn't
about his
quite,
4th or 5th save this quarter.
I wasn't quite sure where it was, but he laid the egg and made an omelette.
Won the golden egg, that's for sure.
Well, it is the chook pen. So we've got to make sure we get the stuff as Rhino takes the ball in the back corner here and starts to push it across.
He just takes his time. Waiting for everyone to set up.
John Glasbrook, yes, that is the Braden Simpson from the West Torrens, or Eagles, sorry.
Eagles, yeah.
Who thanks in Divi 1, thanks to a lovely little
Nice
defense.
roll here.
Lovely little roll, and that's
shot.
a goal.
Speak of the devil.
On cue, we do like an on cue thing. Lovely shot by Braden Simpson there, and bringing it back. That's 2-1 this quarter.
Yeah.
you got to start somewhere, you know, and that right to left split, roll back to your strong hand, put it far side, you know.
But normally Gareth would have loved that. Normally Gareth would have slipped. He was a little bit late on that.
His eyes lit up like a deer in headlights. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
it was like that car going past with the Christmas lights.
He's looking for it.
Yeah. Especially when you're driving and you open yourself up when you're having a shot and a big slide comes from the crease or something from a big defender. Yeah.
A little bit of a turnover there, wayward pass by Johnny Marikovic, part of the under-19 squad. Actually, speaking of under-19s, how good were our girls?
Yes.
Gold medal.
Bronze.
Hey.
Yeah.
You're in Australia
I'm
now,
just
mate.
kidding.
You're in Australia.
Considering,
got to support our girls.
considering they
Of course I do.
started off, with a couple of losses, they came back really well, and to their credit, fought it out at the end and won the bronze. That was really good. Since when was the last one?
2003 was the last time we
medals.
Yeah, last time was it? No,
13.
13.
2013 was the last time we won a medal. Yeah.
Yeah, at the World Champs. It's off red there. But yeah, it's absolutely tremendous. Watch that game. They just came out and absolutely blistered. It was a great little save there.
6-0 in the first quarter.
And they held it as well. England got it back to 3 a couple of times, I think, but absolutely tremendous. And so our girls, Hannah Goff, Indy Williams, Abby Thorne, Eloise Rowe, Dana Johnston and
Tyson Ski.
and from North Adelaide,
North
Tyson
Adelaide,
Skis.
yeah.
That's a tremendous help, but not to forget, obviously, Jen
Trish.
Adams, Trish.
Trish, or Jen was from Brighton originally, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we still claim her anyway, even though she's in America, we still claim her. Stacey Morlang, she's from Victoria, so she's still an Aussie, we'll claim her.
Yep.
And also Addie Cunningham that got the opportunity as well and worked really well with the goalies as well. So
Lovely little goal there by Jono. Nigel just feeding Jono across there. I've hit the wrong button, so we don't have the replay on that one, unfortunately. But a lovely little feed across. And Jono's just having a little habit. It's one thing that when I was over with the Maverick Challenge, really good. Jono in that crease, just being able to catch and feed and score. It was great to see those boys there.
Yeah, but it's one of those things in the game. You get the ball, you give the ball, and you keep running. You're going to get it back if you keep running and find position. You know, there's no point passing the ball off and just stopping. You know, because there's no point. The give and go works so well if you keep going.
Exactly. And your feet should always be moving. You know, it's called the fastest game on 2 feet for a reason. And that's something our coach Jake Bernhardt at Vermont would always say is let the ball do the work. And the ball will find the way it's in the goal scorer's stick, regardless who the goal scorer is. Just got to believe in the ball.
Bit ambitious by Jack Price there. As North Adelaide look to get the ball, but look for the swarm. And Jared Hines really come on in the second half of the season, become a key cog.
And a backup as well. Or was that a pass?
A bit of an interesting lead there. Didn't quite get through, hit a defender on the way. Now look to get out.
Fast clear again through himself. Ryan Gaspari.
Here's Steve going, get in. They don't want to give Ryan the transition play. Was it a little love tap?
If I'm North Adelaide, that's who I want with the ball in his stick, is Gaspari, clearing the ball, running the offense.
Now, Brian, you also have seemed to come out and coaching the under-15, now is it Stingrays?
The Stingrays, yes. Shout out to my U15 Stingrays team and my co-coach, Nigel Morton. If you guys are tuning in.
It's a box ward. But yeah, so how is the under-15 boys going now? 3 teams in the boys this year?
Yes, the Stingrays, the Phantoms, and the Mustangs.
The Mustangs are the development team?
Yes, the presidential team.
Young team, yes.
Coached by our ETP Yanks,
yeah.
Josh and
Josh lovely little handle inside by Nathan Twisk, and that's a very, very classy goal.
Under a bit of pressure as well, took that really well.
Able to catch that ball in tight, keep his hands high.
Here we go, watch the replay, living choice. Especially with Morty all over you too.
Exactly.
Great little take.
Come on, boys!
I don't think Morty was too happy with that.
He's sitting there going, how the hell did he get that? But Nathan, as we said in the intro, really, really good hands and just manages to get everything down the field the way they should. And we should have a 13-5, I think. Scoreboard is correct there.
Yep.
And a little break there.
Should be Jono's ball. I think North Adelaide is starting to break in the centres because they think they have to go that little bit quicker to win it. Centre draw at the moment. So Glenelg have...
Now North Adelaide just got away with a bit of a legal procedure there. Breaking from the front line.
And Scooter. We need a salt bath. We won't be able to walk tomorrow probably, but we'll be right. I think he's just getting ready for the Masters in Hawaii again in October. So through with the dodge up top, looking to feed.
Now when you actually look at it, it's actually 3-1 lead, I think it is this quarter. 3-2.
3-2. But it's a lot better by North Adelaide. There's got a bit of movement in their offence. Up top. Yeah.
Take your time. Wait for the last shot. Under a minute.
So it's been a bit of a free-flowing quarter. Not many stoppages, so we are into the last minute of the game here.
Oh, sniper.
That's all right, Benny. 20 seconds.
Good take there by Benny, just unable to get the ball in the net.
Give yourself space, Jack.
Now, boys, well, we're just waiting.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Ooh. Stings off the
Yowza.
iron. Jack Price,
Shoot the pipes.
the absolute howitzer of a shot.
As Tony would say, ring-a-ding-ding.
As we have a look at the living choice replay here, Ali dodged straight down the edge and bang straight off the inside pipe, and that's a really good goal. Way to shoot for the pipes, as the Yanks would say.
Oh yeah. Ball hitting up the pipe and going in. Sweet
Boy, too many on.
Take your time, Helen. 10.
Nice goal there from Dan Evans.
That's 2 goals in the last. So we've just got a bit of a stick check here. I want to check on it. We'll get our cameraman to zoom right in on this. This will be interesting because although Dan runs a pretty tight ship, it might be depth. If anything.
Sorry, that looks like a potato sack. Yeah.
And Bogger's sitting there.
Sorry, that is a potato sack.
Is he going to give it all clear or is it not? So Bogger's got the head ref.
Yeah.
Let's see what he's got. So they're going to go through the measurements. So they do have to go through the
whole procedure.
The whole procedure to make sure that the stick is completely legal. So they're just checking the width and length of the head at the moment. So it must be
and now the length of the pole.
Yep, between 40 and 42 inches. Can you tell you got a ref in the box here?
So it'll be
So no goal. It looks like it'll be on pocket depth.
Yeah.
So the good thing is the stick is legal otherwise, so it'll be a case of just getting it fixed or maybe not just getting it fixed at all.
Because
it's technically still legal. Because so a pocket depth is only a technical.
Technical, yeah.
So
yeah, it's only a technical now.
Yeah, and that's a shot there.
That's time.
So we're just going to check the score. What have you got there, Lippy?
So it should be 14-5.
14-5, which is great because that's what I've got as well. So yes, a little bit of an interesting one. One wiped off the board due to we think pocket depth.
Yeah.
As you said, a bit of a potato sack coming there, but
it's 3-all quarter,
you know,
too.
you are 3-all, but you are allowed to call the stick check, so we'll work on it. And Dan might go to his backup stick or just pull it in a bit tight. So
well, that's with the scoreline like that. Well, that's and I understand it's the rules, but to be fair, it's a bit of a stiff
Sam Kilford says stick check's a game changer. So
get on you, Sam.
Yeah, Sam. Let's not check the depth of your pocket there, mate. So, but
I don't know if it's going to be an 11. It's a 9-goal game changer.
We are certainly going to. We're going to have a quick little break, and we're going to get a little word from our sponsors.
John Wood here for Living Choice Fullerton, a luxury retirement village which is set to become the most exclusive retirement living address in Adelaide. Keith, what's your verdict?
I'm impressed, John. These apartments really do have the wow factor, and you can choose from spacious one-bedroom apartments through to ultra-luxurious penthouses.
Location, luxury, lifestyle and living well. Once again, Living Choice has ticked all the boxes.
Come and have a look at the stunning display apartment
And discover the new standard in retirement living.
Just hear the commentary between Bogger and the rest.
They can see daylight through his stick.
Even at night, you can see
See
daylight.
Dan's stick.
That's when you know.
So here we go.
One
Final quarter at the Chook Pen for a Tuesday night. The first time in history of lacrosse, a Tuesday night men's state league game, I reckon. It could be history, but
That's what we're doing
history.
tonight.
We're making history.
Well, we did. I was thinking back. We were having a discussion a little while back about the 2006 Div 2 Grand Final. We actually, I know it's going back a long way. It was actually my first year when I was playing at Burnside. The longest game in Australian history.
Yeah.
We went to 6 periods of sudden death overtime.
That is long.
That is a long.
I would have just gone drawn. So North Adelaide with the first centre draw win. Probably the second win for the Nine centres since it's been well dominated by Jared Hines and young Johnny.
And that's the scary thing is that they've really, Glenelg, I mean, they've got Luke and Dan up their sleeve that would probably normally take face-off, but just for one reason or another, they're not.
They don't need to. But like you said, they've got that up their sleeve. They can throw in different people. You can even throw Morty in with a long pole.
Yeah.
As well. But I don't know if Morty likes bending down too much and trying to stand back
great
up
little
quick.
save. Little flick and shovel. Oh, that might be a flag there.
Yep.
I'm not sure whether I haven't
Or has he
seen the flag. Maybe.
I thought Polly lifted the hand. Sometimes he can't get his hanky out of his pocket quick enough.
Well, I certainly know you can if it's not in possession, if it's contested and the ball's outside the cylinder, it can be kind of let go there. So I certainly know that's a real clarification.
Oh, here we go.
Steve Mortimer here. 4 on 3.
Assist, bang.
Shot.
Oh, ding.
Oh. No, they have called that. I thought that was red ball. And Bogger has called that correctly with the goalie there.
Keesing just hitting that pot. A little bit of ding.
Certainly letting it rip though. So North Adelaide would certainly be looking to try and build some stuff here.
There's a bit of hook
And
in that stick as well.
Well, luckily the goalies are allowed the depth that they want.
I don't think they should. I think they should be normal.
No, they get balls pelted at them. They can have that. So
they got helmets.
Yeah, I know.
They got chest pads.
They do, but
just give them a short stick.
God,
make it real exciting.
That'll be the 6-on-6 goal scoring again.
Make it real exciting.
So yeah,
new innovation in lacrosse.
And speaking of innovation, sometimes you can't go past a traditional. With Traditional Verandas, our lovely sponsor there, they do amazing work. So anything you want, traditional verandas, if you want your back patio, you want your roof redone, anything along those lines, they do a tremendous job. 30 years in the industry, and not only that, but a great lacrosse family. As we see Ben Robinson coming down here, Luke steps in. Oh, I thought he was good. just got a bit tight. But yeah, so if you want to get onto the boys at traditional groups for any of your home improvement needs, please make sure you go see Trad AV and on little
yard sale.
Yard sale. Make sure I get that one on replay for Lukey.
That's his second yard. He got yard sold earlier as well.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon that's twice tonight, Luke.
Oh, as a son, you'll be able to show off your dad and go, that's not how you do it. So.
Yeah, luckily Glenelg retains possession there, so we can laugh about it.
What, you're afraid you might
go.
not?
Bang.
There we go. Now we can really laugh about it.
Well,
Great goal there by Luke.
If and when he comes to the bench, I'm sure you can let him know about it. As we have a look on the Living Choice replay here, Brody Nickel just coming down. Lovely little step down by Luke, just hitting the bottom corner. And he has a look up to the heavens going, oh, that's what happens when you get the stick.
That's what happens when you hold your stick.
Yes.
It's amazing what you can do with 2 hands on your stick.
Yeah.
Let's go, guys.
So Glenelg out to a 15-5 lead and just re-establishing that 10-goal lead. And a little bit of a slip. Oh, and a great ground ball in the middle by Jared Hines. No blood, no foul. Let him play. Let him play.
Good Luke there from Luke.
Oh,
nice little late hit.
Oh,
Retaliation.
Jared,
Yeah. And both of them will be going, I imagine. One for the late hit and one for there. Now, I'll be very disappointed if Zach gets one as well, because he's just come in.
There was 2 flags from Bogger. So let's have a listen here.
So it looks like they'll pin both of them, both 41 and 18. So see what they're going to get them here for. They certainly would 2,000 both go
hit and then retaliation.
We'll just listen in.
Red 4-1 / 1. Red 4-1. I can't hear the rest. Quiet. Red 4-1. Illegal body 1. 1-8. Unsportsmanlike 2.
2. 41 got 1 for a slash and a 1 for a
we'll actually be 5-on-5 for 2 minutes effectively. So, which could be a little bit dangerous because it just opens up space for people like Nige and whatnot. But yes, did you see it there? Certainly both should have gone.
Yeah.
Both should have gone.
I didn't see the first slash though, so
no,
it must have been one.
I thought it was a late hit.
Yeah, so
I thought it would have been 2 unsportsmanlike. The late hit, then the retaliation.
He got him pinned for an illegal body. Yeah. That was certainly there.
And the slash, so that was the 2 minutes.
Dan Evans, lovely offside stick save there by Robbo, and they'll look to step it out. As Robbo brings the ball up here, closely flanked by Dan, and you'll start to see Glenelg, a lovely little outlet there, and they'll look to get back in. Lovely little defense there.
Good D there by Morty. His attacker tends to take a check and then look at the ref to see if he has any ideas of what should happen about it.
Let him play. Let him play.
No point shaking your head. Get on with it.
Yeah. So with the game in the balance, boys, well, not really in the balance, but sort of the game under control, shall we say. Would you be looking to put the queue in the rack for a couple of boys? Obviously, Glenelg got sort of a week and a half off with a virtual bye, so to speak, in round 16, ahead of the semi-finals on the 24th. But would you, if you're North Adelaide, would you put some of your boys, put your Ryans and your Twisks on the bench?
No. I don't. It's one of these things. You do it or you don't do it, sort of thing. You know. Sometimes you're better off being out there, working on a few things yourself as a player. You probably want to be out there. You know.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
These are competitors.
Yeah.
They want to play. They want to have fun as much as they can. They want to play. I don't see them taking anyone off anytime soon.
Oh.
He's just bulldozing his way through the defence there.
Expect to see more of that.
It's just his box style coming into it and his strength.
Loves to build things. Just like traditionals. Gotta love the segues, don't you? Lovely little thing. This would be a good matchup between Gareth and...
He's just back and back here. Right.
Good, G! Zach, don't go too flat, all right? On the break. Stay in the shooting spot. Ready, other two.
Here we go. Bang. Ooh.
Zinga right there.
Yeah.
This is why you do not park behind the thing, because there's some of the boys just let them rip.
Boy, anyone parks behind goals at lacrosse games. Not all
No idea. No idea.
Yeah.
Especially even in a couple of women's games, you got Bonnie and Azzo going.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be parking there anyway.
It's just.
And that speaking of which, that is a game we get Friday week. So last round of the morning.
The women's?
Yep. So Wilderness.
Oh, is that Glenelg and
Wildy next Friday. So we've got a doubleheader this Friday and a doubleheader
next Friday.
Next Friday. So we've got Brighton Burnside this week.
Brighton Sturt the week after.
Which, look at that, Steve.
Oh, here we go.
The usual.
Off to the races. There you go.
Get it down
here.
Numbers run out.
Numbers.
6-on-4 opportunity.
Morty, look at him. Here we go.
Let it rip.
Oh, nice
Nice
feed.
look to Todd.
Oh.
And the neighbors get a free lacrosse ball.
Yeah, I'm surprised the nets aren't up tonight.
Well, I reckon they would have been up after the last Saturday here at East Torrens when Nathan put one through the house window.
Ooh, insurance.
Well, North Adelaide just said, just send me the insurance.
Just send me the bill. We'll get it sorted.
We'll get it sorted. I think they've put through a few claims, North Adelaide Lacrosse, in its years. With balls going through houses.
Oh, this will be
turnover.
over and back. But they'll take it through there. Oh, Josh overplaying it there. Needing Dan to do, and just wide.
Nice hit there by Dan.
Nice chase from Dan, though, too. It looked like it was going to be fast breaking. Dan put on some jets. He's looking pretty fit, Dan.
Strong.
Yeah.
Amazing what being a new dad does. Hopefully that works for me.
Chasing the kid around.
Yeah, well.
He doesn't move yet, mate.
I know he doesn't move yet, but.
He'll probably get fitter soon. A few more months. When he starts walking, look out. And crawling. Yeah, Marty, you'll be next, yeah.
Yeah, in January that'll be running around. So looking forward to that. It's going to be a bit of a challenging, exciting experience.
It's nothing like having kids, mate.
Yeah, people keep telling me it's the most happy nightmare you'll ever have.
Yeah. It's when you get older, when they get older, you got to worry about them, mate. Gaspari using his strength. Goes for the swim dodge, but
And the sniper just coming up with it.
Tough ground ball there by
Getting
Benny.
out of it. Nigel Morton.
Quick up to Nigel.
They've got to go to him.
Bang.
And here we go, send the cutters.
Good save by Robbo. We'll give him that a save because he actually got across there really well.
I think it went wide though.
We'll give it to him.
Now, boys, obviously we're sort of halfway through this last quarter. Player of the match, living choice player of the game.
Kick off by Luke. I'm leaning a little bit towards Jared Hines because I think he's played really well in the face-off. Not just that, but some of his other work around the ground, and with 3 goals and all that as well. And then you got Luke with 2 goals, 4 or 5 assists, 7 points.
Jack Price has also been up there with the assists, I think.
He's got a couple. 3 goals too, so there's 5 points there. So
Luke Keys at 2. Has he got 2 goals, 5?
5.
Wow.
So 7 points. Sometimes when you get 7 or 8 points, it's pretty hard to look back.
Exactly. Especially when most of them are assists too. You know, assists are so valuable.
Yeah. Little turnover here. They look to get up. Look to get up the field.
Middle here. Yeah.
They do have numbers here.
Push,
a little 5-on-4.
push. Here we go. Nudge.
No, decided to pull it out.
Yep.
If Luke scores here, we'll give him player of the game with 8 points.
Well, actually, you got a couple of yard sales. I don't know if he can.
He's got 7 points, but that's minus 2 each.
Well, I vouched for him, so I did my duty as his child.
As his child?
Yeah.
As his adopted son?
Yeah.
And we've got an offside here. Good little flag toss by Gowdy. So they'll have to work up the field and really get attack, because otherwise they're going to get
attack
whistle. A little step inside. Is that an inner crease? It's one of those idiosyncratic things that if he steps in the crease, they both go to the box. Silly, but it's what it is. Actually, that one wouldn't have been. I made that mistake when I was in Mavericks. 2 technical penalties, both cancelled. Play on.
Play on. Yep. Oh, Gaspari, bottom corner. For his first for the game.
Drawn dump there from the North Adelaide man.
Yeah, it was a good little dump there in the bottom corner. Bottom corner play in the replay here.
He come to you, go right back.
Bang.
That's the person you want on the bottom corner there.
Actually, yeah, don't look like that bottom corner way open.
They did look a bit out of sorts earlier in the set.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was actually on the bottom corner there.
Getting late in the game, getting a little sloppy with it.
Yeah.
Maybe they have put the cue in the rack.
So it's 1-all quarter again. And about 4 minutes left on the clock. Since half time, the scoring's dried up a little bit, as you'd probably expect.
Good check by Benny.
Turnover.
And they'll get the ball back. We'll head into the last 3 minutes. So, what do you reckon? Do you reckon we got Luke on board for the
even though with
living choice player of the game?
Even with 2 yard sales, we'll probably give him just for that as well.
We'll make sure we get that highlight on if and when we get him on the headset.
I'd actually, and we'll get him to actually explain what happened.
Mitch Lewis just turning the ball out. Oh, no, he's got it back.
Work Mitch. Good recovery. Oh, take was that.
And I'm sure Luke will say he's got 7 assists there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say his points and he'll correct us.
I'm sure Luke counts, his stats.
Now, Brian, it's just going to be, we'll have to get you to do the interview and have the
father and son interview.
Father and son interview.
Oh, no, that's a big step for my first broadcast.
Yeah. Jeez.
Now, have you enjoyed your time? Is this the first time on the commentary set?
For lacrosse, yes. Back at boarding school, I actually used to be the play-by-play commentator for our hockey team, our ice hockey team.
Should have got you on earlier.
I've been around the camera a few times.
An experienced man.
He did do the camera for us last game out here.
Oh, turnover.
Wayward pass there by Brody Nickel. As we get into our last couple of minutes. And Chicks is just pacing up and down.
He's wearing a patch in the chook pen there, Shicks.
Oh, a little bit of a turnover.
Risky pass.
Just
Through
get
a couple
the
defenders.
Somebody's going, shoot.
McCarty didn't have the handle to shoot. They're all over him like a rash, the defence.
How many people did that go through?
4 or 5.
It was like watching England bat in the second innings, mate, in the first test.
Just falling everywhere, going through. That starts tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, yeah.
We're looking forward to that one. As we just stop the clock here. So about a minute and a half to go, 2 minutes.
It's been stalemate since half time.
Yeah, so 11-2 at half time.
Score-wise.
But maybe that is putting the cue in the rack and looking forward to a bigger fight, I suppose.
I think Shicks was probably, half time. Probably thought, let's work on a little bit in offense, defense, and just go through a few structures. Because they've sort of could have gone one-on-one and they could have done a lot of fast breaks, but they've just held it up and, just setting it up for the finals, I think.
Yeah. Right now it looks like both teams are in practice mode for their next game. North Adelaide on their side, they're saying, hey, this game, 2 minutes left, down by more than what we'd like to be. Let's just focus on the little things, getting the balls up, getting shots on cage, trying to get some last-minute goals. And then Glenelg right now is working on playing with the lead, trying to hold the lead, of course, and just being smart with the ball later in the game.
Well, see, Nige is off, so Six is just giving Nige a little bit of a rest.
Yeah, great game by Nige, as always.
Just a great lacrosse player to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Just standing on the sideline watching Nigel Morton play, just, you sit there with your mouth open half the time. It's just, he just things with ease.
He just makes everything look way too easy.
Yeah. Super fun to watch and even more fun to play with.
Yeah, so boys, moving forward, obviously we know pretty much the makeup, obviously barring any big changes on Saturday.
Well, they have to be huge changes.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah.
So so it means we know that we'll have a Burnside Brighton major semi-final. Who you seeing favourite in that sort of front?
Well, I'm actually leaning to Burnside, just with that little bit more experience, because Brighton have got a lot of youngsters, that have just come out of juniors that are probably playing in their first seniors finals. So when you get senior finals comes, it's a little bit different than normal, Saturday game days.
A little bit quicker.
Quicker, more, it's a lot more physical too, finals, because everything's on the line.
The referees tend to put the whistle away.
Whistle away a little bit, just let the game flow. So I'm leaning to Burnside to go straight into the grand final, and I think it's good for the competition as well. So Burnside fighting in there again like they did last year.
Yeah, and obviously the minor final, so the winner of the Woodville North Adelaide game on Saturday will take on, as we think, Glenelg. Likely opponents Glenelg, and I mean, you've got to think that you're not going to really trouble the...
Not Glenelg on their day, it's right up there.
Yeah, they're saved by Cody.
That's why the top 3 teams is just so close. It's just, hard to pick. And anyone on their days can win it, especially this year in the men's.
Absolutely.
The top 3 anyway.
And really, it's just, top 2 in women's as well. Wilderness on their day have been taking it up to teams. Brighton certainly, once the Aussie girls return.
Once they get half their team back, 7 of their players back.
Yeah, so it'll be...
and with Colleen O'Malley coming into the frame now as well.
Yeah, and she'll get her games up, won't she?
Yeah, she'll qualify, because she's played the last couple, so she'll play 4.
After, was it 2-year hiatus after her.
So she's going to be a great asset to Brighton.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So the girls, as much as like Woodville haven't been up to where they were last year, still got the cattle in that to turn it. They can turn it on as well. It's pretty close competition in the girls as well.
Yeah. So and obviously Friday night we're back with 2 games. Oh, great save there by Robbo.
Pick up what, Luke?
Yeah. So 2 games. We've got Brighton and Burnside, and then Glenelg and Sturt, who, you know, Brighton, they still don't have their numbers back yet. So Burnside, if they, you know, they've always had a good starting 10, and if they're able to get on top, they might be able to give them a bit of a threat.
Yeah, it'd always make it hard when you got 7 players out of your starting lineup.
Yeah, and apparently they're not back
until the next week.
Until the next week in the finals.
So they're back the week before, just a warm-up game before finals. You know, and to credit, you got 3 girls, Aussie girls that have been training and putting in the hard yard. So to freshen them up, it's probably a good thing as well. You know, bit of a holiday while you're there, freshen up and come back. And I'm sure Trish would have, as a coach and been there in the Aussie stuff, would have said to him, you know, have a bit of time off and a bit of a break while you're there, make a holiday and deserve it. Bang.
Lovely little save on the buzzer there.
Buzzer.
So we got a 15-6 final score. Really quite a bit of a lackluster second half, but all the damage was done in the first half.
First half, yep.
And boys sort of put the cue in the rack and
4-goal half each. In the second half, 4 goals each.
But it does give you a sort of bit of a look, and you know they almost had as many goals tonight as they did shots on Saturday. So
I reckon they would have doubled the amount of shots they had tonight on Saturday.
If not more.
You would have been, because, and I know
2 goals shy of the shot mark from last weekend. So
yeah.
But and knowing Shickson or that, he loves his stats, you know, wouldn't have been too impressed with 17 shots in a game.
No.
You're not going to win too many games just having 17 shots.
Exactly.
You got to be up around. You got to be up around 30 to 40.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The more shots you have, the more goals you're going to. Well, eventually they come, but you got to have the shots to do those sort of things. But yeah, so that's a wrap up.
The dominating win by Glenelg over North Adelaide.
And we're going to have Luke coming over. Luke, our living choice player of the game, coming over once they've gone through their handshakes and post-game procedures. But yes, dominant win. Obviously looking forward to finals here, and realistically, we might as well preview the North Adelaide Woodville game ahead of Saturday, which is going to be a massive game. So who do you see having the edge on that one?
I think I'm gonna say it's going to go to OT, because I think
way to sit on the fence, Lippy.
No.
But who's going to win?
Woodville in OT. Woodville in OT.
Woodville in OT. Brian, what have you got? Who's going to be the?
I think that game is going to be very fun to watch. It's going to be an exciting game. I think it's going to be a real battle. You know, you're playing to have something to play for, and you know, I really don't know. I'm going to go with the OT thing as well. The ball could bounce either way. You never know who's going to show up.
Who are you going to go? You going to go red or green?
I'm going to have to go with Woodville on this one. You know, they really brought their game towards the end of the season, and probably really hungry right now for being in the hunt for playoffs. So.
All right, so we got our living choice player of the game. So up you get, big fella. We're going to have a little bit of a father-son interview. So up you get, and we're going to get our lovely camera. Keep your headset on, mate. We're going to come around. You got to keep your headset on, mate.
You can't hear me through the camera?
No, you won't be able to.
Trying to be best on ground?
Tuck yourself in. Post-game interview.
Can we do a recovery right behind Luke?
All right, here with the Living Choice Men's League MVP of today's game between Glenelg and North Adelaide is my dad, Luke Keesing. So,
thanks, son.
Luke, congrats on the great game. Another big win for Glenelg. How did you think today went?
Yeah, I thought we got rolling pretty well, pretty early with the especially transition coming down. I know they took a they took a really long offensive set to start off with, and then we got one really easy to get going, and probably like 5-1 first quarter or something like that was a good setup to the game, and we got things going pretty well. We weren't sort of playing with too much structure, just sort of letting the legs hang loose and seeing what we could find. I think we drifted off trying to be a bit cheeky in the last quarter in the second half, but no, overall pretty good performance by the boys.
After coming off a big win like this with a bye week, theoretically in the next week preparing for finals, what are you hoping to work on?
I think at the moment we're sort of just getting carried away towards the end of the game, in all games, with just not possessing the ball and just trying to get the one more pass sort of offense going. A couple of times it's just wasted away a little bit, and yeah, it doesn't look that pretty, whereas if we just work together and do like what we did in the first half today, we should be better off. I think just going forward, the Saturday off will do the boys some good, as a week off would do good for anybody. So, yeah, I think we'll be all right.
And we gave you player of the game, and we had to ask about the 2 yard sales. Stick for sale, or?
I was going to say, you asked me for the interview. I got stripped twice, missed about 40 shots in the third quarter. More like... yeah, not player of the game, but no, it's good to be seen, I suppose.
Well, I know for a fact, Luke, that you're a man that, and Marty told me this as well, that you keep your own stats. So I'm just trying to think how many goals and how many assists do you reckon you got, Luke?
Well, I think it was only 2 goals in the end, and it was probably 2 of the worst shots of the night, but certainly a few low the goalie gobbled up. He got in the way of a couple of good ones actually, so I'll give credit to him rather than the lack of credit to myself.
but when you get 2 goals, 5 assists, mate, 7 points for a game.
Oh, it was 5, was it?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Oh, look, I think you say it's 5, but I mean, passing the ball when you're the lefty and you're the second to last chain in the man ups or the fast breaks, it's pretty easy just to dump the guy to the bottom corner and get on that stat sheet. So that's probably those ones don't really count.
I don't really count a man up assist, mate.
Nah. Oh, look, it was a well-rounded effort. I think I actually found it really difficult to shoot tonight. So hopefully work on that during the week. And I think some of them are coming out a little bit high, so maybe I have to adjust the old stick. But it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, Luke, adjusting your strings, being best stringer in Australia. Probably America as well. If I could chime in on that.
Don't know about that. I might have strung the stick that was declared illegal today. So I don't know. I don't know how much Dan had to do with that and how much of it was me. But
I gave him the pole, so the pole was legal.
So the pole was legal, but the pocket wasn't. Well, he'll get stuck into me about that. I hope that wasn't his only goal for the game.
Clear daylight.
Oh, clear daylight, was it? Yeah.
No,
well, that's his fault. I string them legal, and then I give them back, and whatever they do to them after that is their own fault. So.
Well, Luke, it looks like we're wrapping up here. Congrats on the win. Congrats on the game. We'll talk about when we're on the way home.
We'll talk in the car on the way home, son. No worries. Make sure you clean your room tonight.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in.
First time in a while. All right, put them on. All right, so that is really loud. So boys, that'll wrap it up for the broadcast tonight. Thank you to our commentators Lippy and Brian. Special thanks to our cameraman Alan Marinkovic, who came in last minute. We really appreciate that. This stuff doesn't happen without the help of our lovely volunteers. So thank you very much. We'll be back on Friday, and I'll bring that graphic up for you guys so you can... Where is it? Load. So obviously we've got the graphic up. 6:30 on Friday night we've got Burnside and Brighton, and then 8 o'clock we've got Glenelg v Sturt. So a couple of big games, and we'll be looking forward to bringing them all to you live and free on Lacrosse SA TV as we head toward the finals. Thank you very much for everybody involved. Thank you very much for tuning in, and look forward to seeing you next time on Lacrosse.
That's a wrap. How many sick friends?